Want to run faster, jump higher, move with more power? The Sports Recovery and Development Program at Bridges Therapy Group builds speed, strength, agility, and endurance while correcting movement issues that can cause injury. Give your athlete the edge. Schedule an assessment today at srdathlete.com.
Love where you live and play with Lindsey Management. Affordable apartments and golf memberships at 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling? Trust Lindsey and Associates. Serving the community for over 50 years. Lindsey, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
Shiloh Christian football head coach Tucker Barnard joins the show, and we introduce you to this week's Lindsey's Boy Athlete of the Week. It is Tuesday, September 8th, and this is Varsity Vibe Today. Welcome into Varsity Vibe Today on this Tuesday. I'm your host, Alyssa Orange. Great to be with you, and let's get to it. It is our Lewis Automotive opening drive. Looking to upgrade your vehicle? It is the trade-in, trade-out event at Lewis Automotive. Get double the factory warranty, all backed by the Lewis Guarantee, happening now in Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington. This week's team of the week, Shiloh Christian, who absolutely dominated a highly anticipated matchup against Little Rock Christian last Friday, 44-13, the final from Saint Stadium. And I was able to catch up with their head coach, Tucker Barnard, and talk to him not only about his team's performance on Friday, but how they're molding a team that is more focused on the process than results. Here's my conversation with head coach Tucker Barnard. First and foremost, congratulations on the win over Little Rock Christian. Let's talk about that game. Let's kind of relive that game. What did you like the most of what you saw from your guys?
The way we're playing the game is something that's just really important to me. And we talk a lot about, we try to not focus on the score and try to not have a lot of expectation about what the score is. And even the winning and losing to some degree. I mean, obviously we're out there trying to win, but we have this precursor goal, foundational goal of how we're going to play. And I felt like we were really close to meeting the expectations of how we want to play the game. I mean, our guys are flying around, and we're trying to play really physical football, and we made a lot of great tackles. I mean, we're making plays on balls. I mean, defensively and getting interceptions, and on the offensive side, I mean, a little bit of everything. I mean, we throw for 400 yards and rush for a little over 100, I guess. But I just felt really good about the effort that we were showing, and the attitude. I mean, the way we interacted with each other, on the sidelines, on the field. We were doing a great job of encouraging each other, and a lot of times when you get those things lined up, then wins happen, and that's where we were.
Yeah. But even in a game like this that was highly anticipated, had a lot of people talking about the expectations that this game was going to bring on a Friday night in week 2, for your guys to go out there and just handle their business that way. It feels like that's just really indicative of what this team is going to be all season long.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I hope we'll continue to get better, and we're trying to be process oriented, more so than result oriented. We'll come in. The guys will come in today. We'll have meetings and things, and we're going to show them everything that we messed up, and we'll spend a lot more time showing them all the things that we messed up than the things that we did well. We do have one of my favorite things that we do is we'll have a part of our meeting will be we call it winning plays, right? So we have a segment of our meetings where we'll go through offensively, defensively, special teams, what we're calling winning plays. And they're not necessarily touchdowns, they're not necessarily interceptions or big hits or things like that. But they're moments in the game where we can show and we can point at, look at this effort that this particular guy, or maybe it's the entire unit. And then the message is that this is why we win, right? When we do those things and we stack these up play after play after play, that's why we win. And so, yeah, I mean, that's certainly something that I don't know. I don't know what the record will be. I don't know if we'll win this week or if we'll lose. But if we put the right kind of effort on video, we feel like we got a chance.
I know that the little things matter, and playing all 11 guys at the same time on the same page is important. But I do want to ask you, what did you think of Chandler Kimp's one-handed touchdown catch on Friday night?
Oh man, Chandler is a great football player, and it's a great catch. We see those kind of things out of Chandler a lot in practice, so not super surprising to see, but definitely fun to see. I was excited to see just how fast he looked. A couple of different times we had him a reverse and showed great speed. There was a kind of a short perimeter throw where he basically cut the ball at the line of scrimmage and bursted, and great speed there. So, man, incredible player. He's a great kid. So really excited for his output.
And I'm sure he's a big senior leader for your team. You've got a lot of those this year. How big have they been to just help continue to set the tone and the culture and the way you guys go about your business?
Yeah, they're really important. We select team captains every year, and Chandler was chosen as one of those team captains. Griffin Mason is another one, and Maddox Welborn were the third, or was the third. But really, this group of seniors, they do a great job, all of them, really, of just handling their business. I mean, they take care of the little things. I mean, I don't worry about these guys, missing practice. I don't worry about their grades. I don't worry about their behavior in class, or that they're going to get in trouble on the weekends or anything like that. I mean, they're definitely kind of checking the boxes off of doing the things that leaders do. Mm-hmm. We are talking to them though about some of the vocal pieces. Like I don't need them to stand up and give a pregame speech or anything like that. But there is an element of doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. There's another element of inspiring others, right, to do the things that you need them to do. And I think that's a place where we're trying to grow a little bit.
Shiloh, no stranger to success on the football field, no stranger to state titles from a program perspective, long term. Mm-hmm. You guys have gone to the championship game 6 years in a row now. When you look at the pieces, I'm curious from a coaching perspective, when you're putting these pieces together to compete for state titles, do you feel like you've got those pieces in place this year?
Yeah, I think we do, and we've been very intentional. It's a small roster. I think we have 54 guys on the roster, 15 seniors. But even with that being the case, as we're putting our team together and positioning them and putting them, what this all looks like on paper, we're working really hard to put kids on one side of the ball primarily. And I just think that's something that's really important for our development. We've worked real hard and been real intentional about how we're positioning guys and where we're playing them and trying to ensure like long-term success. I mean, we're looking at this situation where it looks like we're probably going to be 7A in a year. And like I say, we've got a 54-man roster. Well, that doesn't match up to what 7A teams have. So we have to try to figure that out. So, but at the same time, in the short term, we feel pretty good about where we are. I mean, we're splitting those guys and playing them primarily on one side of the ball, but we're still training them, a day or two a week where they're getting a little bit of time on the other side of the ball, so that if we get in a situation, then we can bring them in. I mean, a perfect example, Friday night, Chandler Kemp went out for a few plays, and we went over and got Silas Nance, who's a starting free safety for us, and he came over and took some reps on offense. We did the same thing with Brody Francis at wide receiver. So we got several situations like that, but we're training them primarily on one side of the ball.
Yeah, but cross training never hurts ever.
Yeah.
When you look ahead to Friday, when you look at this matchup on Friday, what are you really looking for just to continue that consistency with your guys?
Yeah. Again, just back to the way that we play the game. If you're playing the game the right way, then a lot of times you'll find yourself being more consistent. Lincoln Christian is it's a great team, and they've won, I don't even know, it's 30 in a row or something. I mean, they're on a big winning streak, and a couple state championships back to back, and just a great team, great program. They've beat us 2 years in a row. So we've got a lot of work to do. But in the end, back to, we're not really focusing on them. We're focusing on us, focus on our responsibilities. The things that we have to do to be successful. We just keep doing that over and over and over and over again. And I think that's how the consistency goes. I mean, again, I'm not too worried about, what the score is right now, just how do we go about our business every day.
As you heard Coach mention, Lincoln Christian going to be another challenge for his Saints team, but he's looking forward to seeing what his guys put on the football field Friday night. Coming up after the break, we introduce you to this week's Lindsey Boys Athlete of the Week. Stick around.
If you're an athlete that wants to improve your game, maybe improve your 40, jump higher, have better agility, Bridges Therapy Group's Sport Recovery and Development Program can help. They've been helping student athletes reach their highest potential for quite a while now. They've got a team that includes physical therapists, athletic trainers, personal trainers, and occupational therapists. And together, they design individual plans to build speed, explosive power, agility, strength, and endurance. Whether your athlete's returning from rehab or working for a competitive edge, SRD provides the training and guidance to help them succeed. Schedule your athlete's assessment today at srdathlete.com.
Quick Turf is the go-to team for building championship-level sports facilities for public schools, private schools, and the entire school district. They also install beautiful backyard putting greens for homeowners. Known for lifelike, eco-friendly turf, Quick Turf handles everything from design and lighting to drainage and final landscaping. Their all-in-one approach delivers high-performance surfaces for athletes and low-maintenance greens that last for years. With preventative maintenance programs, they keep every field and green looking game day ready. Schedule a free consultation today at quickturf.com. That's QIKturf.com.
Matt Lewis with Lewis Automotive Group, excited to announce our trade-in, trade-up event. During this event, you get thousands extra for your trade value. Plus, it's all backed by the Lewis Guarantee. Double the factory warranty. That's a 10-year, 120,000-mile powertrain. Plus, you get 1 year worth of maintenance on us. This event's only going on at Lewis Automotive Group and is at all of our locations in Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington.
Could a little extra support help your child shine even brighter? Bridges Therapy Group empowers kids to live their best life with expert pediatric therapy services tailored to their needs. Their team offers occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy, guiding families from the first evaluation to every milestone along the way. Give your child the tools to succeed and shine. Visit btgpeds.com to learn more and schedule your appointment today. That's btgpeds.com.
Love where you live and play with Lindsey Management. Enjoy affordable apartments with community amenities like fitness centers and resort-style pools at select locations. Golf memberships are also available at beautiful 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling a home, commercial, or investment property? Trust Lindsey and Associates, serving the community and bringing great neighbors together for over 50 years. Lindsey, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
Welcome back to the show. It is time to introduce you to this week's Lindsey Boys Athlete of the Week. And this one felt like a no-brainer to me when I was looking back at Friday night and all the performances. And there were a lot of really good candidates for this week's action. But I got to go to Bentonville West and senior quarterback Trey Thompson. Not only have I been just really impressed with him the first 2 weeks of the season, but talking to him ahead of the season, this really stuck out to me when we were able to have a conversation about how he felt heading into his senior year.
Not getting to play as a 8th grader, 7th grader at the quarterback position really made me go into extra work. Like I had to work harder and be better than everyone else to be able to get that in a position where I could be the starting quarterback for our team.
And it's that growth that we're seeing right now from Thompson. He had 386 yards, 6 touchdowns against Cabot in their win on Friday, 52-14. And oh, by the way, he only needed a half a football to put up those numbers. Such a great leader for this Wolverines locker room. And it's been fun to watch him 2 weeks into the season. Excited to see what the rest of this season looks like for Trey Thompson and that Bentonville West football team. You know, Coach Pratt is loving it. You know, his dad, who is the defensive coordinator, also loving it as well. So again, shout out and congratulations to Trey Thompson, who is our Lindsey Boys Athlete of the Week. That is going to do it for today's Varsity Vibe today. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, like and subscribe, like our social media platforms for all the information, all of the videos, all the highlights you want to see on Friday nights. It is right there on our social media platforms. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you haven't yet, sign up for the newsletter. Go to varsityvibearkansas.com. Subscribe to the newsletter. It'll come to your inbox twice a week. A special shout out to our sponsors, Lindsey, Lewis Automotive, Bridges Therapy Group, and Quick Turf. We'll see you tomorrow.